Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I feel like that's the voice I have to use with that music. The music is gonna change soon, but that's just how I feel. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I hope everybody doing all right. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Life is good. Life is good. Hold on, let me make a couple of quick adjustments here. Move that there. Okay, that'll work. I can see things a little better now. Hope everybody's doing good. Oh, I feel so much better. Those 3 days off were helpful. Sort of. I didn't tell y'all what I was doing on those 3 days. I'll tell y'all a little later. But first, let me say hello to everybody. Gotta say hello to everybody. Um, let's see. David. Good afternoon, David. Good afternoon. We got Myosha in the house. Myosha in the house. Good afternoon. Anthony. Good afternoon. Uh, Robert Willis. What's up with you? What's up with you? Oh, let's see. Bonita. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We got David. David. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Brent in the house. He's representing Dallas, Texas. Good afternoon. I don't have a Ginger Snap sponsorship, but I found these lemon cookies. Oh, boy. They so good. Regina. Regina, good afternoon. I think I already said good afternoon to Anthony. He just got some other stuff to say. I'm gonna get the timer together. I just have to find time to do it. I got a lot of stuff going on. Don't get me explaining to y'all. Um, Sierra. Sierra, good afternoon. Glad to see you stop hating us this week. Hey. I tell y'all what had to do in a little bit. Got Maria representing North College Hill. Good afternoon, Maria. Good afternoon. Victoria in the house. Good afternoon. Got Brenda representing Fairfield. Fairfield in the house. Sierra says she's representing Boston. Just wanted to let y'all know. We got Fame, Rothschild, Rothstein in the house. Good afternoon, Fame. We got Terry. Terry's representing downtown. All right. Pat Rogers. Pat in the house. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We got Lewis. Lewis in the house. Good afternoon. Lewis is representing Sharonville. Got Tria in the house. Tria is representing Columbia Township. You can't beat that. Paul. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. And good afternoon to everyone who happens to check in just a little bit later. Wait a minute, you got me before I stopped doing it. Good afternoon, Nat Tunner, representing Madville. All right. Good afternoon to you. And Vincent, he's representing Landon. All right. Good afternoon. Hold on, let me go back here. All right. Yeah, I had to take a few days off. I finally had to go get that colonoscopy. Had to go get it done. Got it done yesterday. But they had me do 2 days of prep. Not just one day. They had me do 2 days of prep. So, I wasn't going to be on here. So, yeah, I did my little prep. It wasn't as bad as some people said. Like, the juice itself didn't even taste bad. Calling it juice. The drink, whatever you want to call it. It didn't even taste all that bad. In my mind, I just made it be like really flat old Sprite. So I'm drinking this old flat Sprite. And that was it. I did that. Yeah. 2 days of prep. Wow, you were backed up. No. It wasn't because of that. That's just the way they do it. Those are their generic prep instructions. It wasn't 2 days of the drink. It was one day I had to take these, what was it? These, what are they? I'm gonna call them laxatives because I think that's pretty much what they're stool softeners and all of that kind of stuff. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. I got it done. Life was good. And of course, they say about 5 days I'll know the results. I'm not concerned about it. I really only did it because, they be stressing you and pressuring you to do it. You didn't have the gallon prescription lemon lime warm alien slime tasting colonoscopy prep. Well, I didn't do it warm. I did mine with chilled water. I chilled mine. It was, refrigerated water. I bought a gallon of water from the store and put it in the refrigerator a couple days in advance so that when I mixed it, it was cold. It was the lemon lime stuff. It wasn't that thick. It wasn't that thick. Like y'all had me thinking it was gonna be like slime. It wasn't that thick. It was a little thicker than water. It had some viscosity. You know what I'm saying? It was a little thicker than water, but it wasn't that bad, man. Y'all be trying to make stuff seem bad. Y'all be trying to make stuff seem bad. Victoria says 5 days. Where did you go? What 5 days? I just want to hear Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I was here Friday. I did a long show Friday. I think I was here Friday. Wasn't I here Friday? Yeah, I was here Friday. I'm pretty sure I was here Friday. Then Saturday and Sunday, of course. Come on, it was Easter. No, I wasn't here Friday because it was Good Friday. Good Friday was Friday, that's right. So I wasn't here Friday. Of course I wasn't here Saturday and Sunday. Of course I wasn't. So yeah, it was just 3 days. But like I said, everything went fine. Everything went fine. I try to fight I told y'all this. I try to fight sorry, I got an eyelash. I try to fight the sedative or whatever you want to call it. It was propofol. They gave me propofol. I was like, am I Michael Jackson? Well, I saw her pushing it in. She was like, you'll be sleeping 10 seconds. So I counted to 10. And then I counted up. So I lasted like 25 seconds. I remember 14. I don't remember 15. And then next thing I know, I woke up and Mrs. Livingston was standing there. And I was like, oh. And everybody was like, oh, relax, relax. I was like, I'm not stressed or nothing. I'm just chilling. And they was like, well, you're going to need a while. And I was like, no, I don't. I'm cool. They was like, well, you want something to drink? And I was like, not really. I'm cool. And she was like, well, we have to watch you drink something before you leave. And so they brought me some cranberry juice and I drank the cranberry juice. And I was like, all right, can I get dressed? And they were like, you sure? I was like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. And that was that. That was the whole ordeal. And then, of course, afterwards, I went and got me some Chipotle. And I met a woman. I did not get her name. I met a nice young woman at Chipotle. And she was like, Emanuel Livingston? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, I watch your show. She was like, I'm going to have to tell my husband that I ran into you. And I was like, okay. But I have to admit, I wasn't 100% there because I didn't remember to get her name to shout her out. I didn't remember to get her name to shout her out. Otherwise, I would shout her out. But other than that, how has everything been going? How has everything been going? The last surgery I had, I was trying to fight the sedative too. They told me to count backwards from 100. All I remember was 98. Yeah, she said 10 seconds. I beat the anesthesia for an additional 14 at least seconds. Did she charge you more? No, she wasn't working there. She was, I'm assuming she was getting something to eat. She was getting some lunch. So, yeah, that was what I did. So, yeah, everything is good. I had my colonoscopy. People can stop sweating me. Y'all don't understand. I got people in my life who care. They care. That's really all it is. They care. And they've been sweating me. You got to get a colonoscopy. You got to get a colonoscopy. You got to get a colonoscopy. I'm like, all right, I'll get one. All right, relax. Did you get it yet? Did you get it yet? Did you get it yet? Get it yet? Get it yet? I'm like, damn. All right. So now I got it. And they're like, okay, cool. But they care. But people were sweating me. Other than that, as you can tell, that the cough is almost gone. It was actually better than this, but a couple of days I didn't take the Claritin or whatever. So, other than everything is good. Everything is good. Okay. Somebody tell me what's the deal with these 300 plus teens fighting downtown. Some gunshots rang out. I don't have the whole story on that, right? I don't have the whole story. But I don't know, man. Stuff like that wasn't that bad when we was coming up. Teens used to get together and do stuff, mischievous stuff, when I was coming up. And they used to make a big deal out of it, like the world was falling or the sky was falling, the world was coming to an end. They used to do that when we was little. Y'all don't remember? I remember being involved in just a couple of little things, and probably the overwhelming majority of people there were just there. They was just there kicking it. Like, hey, what? But it was what, Easter? Easter? It ain't like, you know what I'm saying, people go skating after Easter and stuff nowadays. Ain't no Easter parties and all that kind of stuff no more, because everybody's scared of the kids. So what do you do on Easter? Let's go downtown. Let's go downtown. It's a nice day. Let's go downtown. Some people get on. We didn't do this because we didn't have the technology. But somebody, when I was coming up, somebody would call somebody, oh, we going downtown. And they would get their friends together, and then they would probably call somebody, oh, me and my crew going downtown. And next thing you know, you got 300, 400, 500 teens wherever. We wasn't going downtown, but wherever. Okay, gun violence and violence is bad. Period. As they say, hard stop. Violence and gun violence, they're bad. But I get tired of saying this because people like to pretend, they like to go in their way back machine, and when we was coming up, everything was good. But people fought. When y'all used to go skating, did fights happen? Did fights happen when y'all went skating? No fights ever happened. Well, of course they did. Of course they did. People fought on the skywalk. People fought at the mall. I'm reading some of y'all comments. People fought at the mall. People fought at the skywalk. People fought at Serpentine Wall. People fought at the Golden Skates. And I'm in between Golden Skates and the one that was up on Roller World. People fought at Roller World. I get it's frustrating. I get to look at it, to see it, to see the video of it. Just, it's chaotic. People shouldn't be destroying people's businesses. People shouldn't be doing none of that kind of stuff. So I'm not here to make no excuses. But I just, everybody acting like the sky is falling. Fights happen at Eden Park. Fights happened at house parties. Fights happened when we was growing up. Fights happened. What make us think these kids are gonna do? They got times are not the same. I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not here to act like this is all cool. I'm not here acting like this is all cool. I'm just here saying the sky ain't falling. Young people are doing bad stuff like young people have always done bad things. Jason says someone's making excuses. Tell me, what excuse have I made? Or who's making excuses? Maybe he's not talking about me. Who's making excuses? And what excuse did they make? That's what I want to know. Because to me, saying it's wrong, was that the excuse? That it's wrong? Because I said it's wrong. So is that the excuse? Saying that young people have fought probably since the dawn of time, is that the excuse? That's just a fact. Saying the sky ain't falling down, is that the excuse? Tell me, what was the excuse that was made? Because sometimes that's what happened. Hold on, by saying everyone does it. When did I say everyone does it? I said young people have always done it. You think, let me ask you this, Jason. Is that a fact? Have young people always congregated and fights always broke out? Is that a fact? Because I don't know that a fact is making excuses. But maybe you know something I don't know. Is that what I said? Is it a fact? People do bad stuff. Guess what you do? Because here's the answer to some of that. It's not a solution for young people fighting. It's not a solution for, any of this stuff. But in my mind, here's the answer. When you find the people responsible for doing what they did and you catch people being out of hand, they suffer whatever the consequences are for that. For some people, like, wow, what? Yeah. They suffer the consequence. They said they arrested a few people for disorderly conduct. And they should probably be prosecuted for disorderly conduct. Jason said he came in late, he misheard me. Understandable. If they caught somebody damaging people's property, charge them for that. Charge them for that. If they were juveniles, charge them as juveniles. If they were adults, charge them as adults. I don't see that. I'm not, and I'm all of this, again, sky falling down stuff. I don't get it. We really just, for real, we think kids is going to get out there, get together, and never do anything wrong. If that's what you're thinking, I was going to say you're an idiot, but you're not an idiot. But you're definitely doing some wishful thinking. It's never happened. Well, I'm going to take that back. It happens a lot, actually. Young people do get together and not create problems and mischief. But young people getting together and creating problems and mischief has happened throughout time. Little Cain and Abel was out there. It was only them. They was creating mischief. Not saying it's good, but it's just a reality with young people. And again, when you catch people doing wrong, the police arrest them, and then they get prosecuted. Well, what are we going to do to stop them from this from happening again? You're not. You're not. Stop thinking that you are. Prosecuting parents ain't going to make it stop. Charging parents, meaning making them pay restitution for the damages, that's not going to make it stop. Every parent on the planet could be the best parent on the planet. And some kids are going to get together and create mischief. Y'all, that's just a fact. Well, okay, that's not a fact because there's never going to be where every parent on the planet is the best parent. But you understand what I'm saying. So they arrested some people. Let them prosecute them. Let them deal with, again, if they're juveniles, let them deal with the juvenile justice system. Now, again, shooting and stuff is different. I didn't shoot nobody. I didn't shoot at nobody when I was a young person. I didn't, to the best of my knowledge or my remembrance at this very moment, I don't ever remember trying to kill nobody as a juvenile. So I'm not saying that kids are the exact same. Again, they got a lot of other stuff. They got a lot of other stuff going on. They have access to more information than we ever had access to. Having access to information doesn't necessarily mean that you go bonkers, but they have access to more things as well. Goofy over there. Eating honeycombs. She got her honeycombs. She didn't get them the other day, but she finally got them. But you know, because LaDonna says we weren't shooting. And we weren't shooting. We wasn't shooting. But I'm riding up the street the other day. I'm in, what would that be, Walnut Hills. And I see dudes hanging out, you know, as people are, you know, people do. And the dude, he had on like a jogging suit. You know, like a Adidas tracksuit type of thing. And it was snugly fitting. And I remember looking over and I saw the gun in the pocket of the jogging suit. I'm like, they don't even try to hide him. Like, they not. Like, he just got in there. I looked at his boy, and his boy had his gun. And again, I'm just riding down the street, and I can see these dudes. Oh, excuse me, hiccups. And I can see these dudes walking around with guns. Now, these wasn't teenagers. I would put these guys mid-20s. But it was teenagers out there, and I bet they had guns too. I bet they had guns too. And what do you really expect? Look, if you put me in a situation where I'm going to be hanging around people and they're all carrying guns and volatile, I'm probably going to have me one too. I'm probably going to have me one too. The situation, and this ain't, I'm not, man, it is a parental thing and it's a societal thing. And it's a cultural thing. When I say cultural, I don't mean black culture. People love to put that on black culture. Oh, it's a culture. Black people, this. No, no, no. It's not black people. It's the culture in those areas. It's the culture in those areas. So, look, as a parent, my kid ain't hanging out around people or in an area where the people are carrying guns. If I know I live in an area where the young people carry guns, I'm sorry, you can't go outside and hang. Not in that area. I know they got guns up on that corner. You 14, you want to run with your boys. Y'all want to be in the middle of it. No, you can go outside, which a lot of young people don't do nowadays, and we criticize them. They always playing the game. They just sit in the house, play the game. Sometimes that's the safest place for them. But we criticize them for being safe. So then they go outside, and they're in that environment, potentially. As a parent of a teenager right now in some of these areas, I would be a bad, mean parent. Because no, you can't go up to the corner. You gotta, I'm sorry, I know you 14, but bruh, you got to hang around the house. You know what I'm saying? I need to see you. Because you can't be up there with them. Because you can't carry a gun. You're 14, you're not carrying no gun. But everybody got a gun. Not you. And if you're around them, you probably need one. I don't need you to be in an area where you need a gun to exist. So you can hang out here and be in when the street lights come on, or you can go back in there and play your game. I see Anthony's comment. I want to put it up. Anthony says, having nothing to do doesn't mean you disrupt your community or tear up other people's property. Hell, when we had nothing to actually do, we made up games. We didn't just run through traffic 300 deep. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you didn't. But sometimes we did. Sometimes, yeah. If we was in a situation, we heard that something was going on downtown, we would go downtown. And it might end up being 300 people. And you know how young people are, or at least how young people were when I was a young people. It's a crowd of people. I don't want to be right up there in the front. But I'll be somewhere in the middle of the pack. Because something happening, something going down. This is exciting. Ooh, everybody crossing the street. Cross the street. They ain't got time to cross the street. We're crossing the street. Them cars going to have to stop. Or they're going to have to hit us. Yeah, we were stupid. Next thing you know, you got 3 people walking down the middle of the street, stopping traffic. We was really just trying to cross the street. It was a giant crowd of us. Now, maybe you never did this stuff, Anthony. Maybe you never did any of this stuff. And that's great. We made up games sometimes. Sometimes we got together in groups and just walked around being a little disruptive. And believe it or not, to us at that time, that was fun. We wasn't fighting. Fights did break out, though. Fights did break out. I'm just being honest. I'm just telling y'all the truth. What I remember from when I was younger. That's it. It's what I remember from when I was younger. Hold on, I got a whole lot of stuff up here. Hold on. Let me close this whole thing. Close. Yeah, there we go. Bump you out.
Shopify's point of sale system.
Hey. Thank you. All right. I'm just telling y'all what we did. Anthony says, you know, that's some BS for real. For real. What's some BS? Here, let me say what I think you're saying, and then you can correct me. Yes, it was disruptive, irresponsible, immature, and wrong of us. But in the mind of a 14-year-old, depending on the 14-year-old, it was fun. And like I said, we wasn't doing nothing. We wasn't tearing nothing up. We were just being disruptive and loud. And it was a big crowd of us, and we felt powerful as a group. If it was just me and my friend, we wouldn't have been being that loud. We wouldn't have been walking up the middle of the street. In traffic, we wouldn't have been doing that. We probably wouldn't have stayed in the area for very long. But you put me and my friend with another 100 people, shit. In the middle of the street, we walking up the street. What you gonna do, hit us? Is it wrong? Yes. All I'm really trying to say in this portion of the show is stop acting like this has never happened before. Like everything was so amazing during your time. Like kids didn't fight when you was growing up. Like it's all the parents' fault. Like it, all of that stuff y'all say. I accept that it's wrong. But the world is not coming to an end because of it. Deal with the bad actors the way you deal with the bad actors. And that's that. So what we was doing was BS. You're right. We was wrong for it. What I'm saying is not BS though. You might have been a child, a young person who was never disruptive. Again, the overwhelming majority of young people probably aren't. But we really do have to take into account a lot of stuff. Not necessarily with what went on downtown, just in terms of what our kids are dealing with and going through right now. I want you to be upset a little upset about what happened. A little. I do. Because if you're not upset a little, then you're saying, ain't nothing wrong with that. It's cool. We did it. They should do it. And that's the way it's supposed to be. No, it was wrong when we did it. It's equally wrong when they did it. It shouldn't happen. Be a little upset about it. Because even the kids, a lot of the kids who was down there doing nothing wrong, knew that wrong was happening. And in theory, they should have said, oh my God, someone's going to do something wrong. Let me remove myself from this situation before I tarnish the family name. Okay? So be upset about it. Just don't be so overboard. Just don't be so overboard about it. When I say overboard, I mean overboard about young people. Look, I was watching the news. I don't remember what the story was, but they were talking about things to do, all of that kind of stuff. And somebody said something about going downtown, and they said with the what was the word that they used? With the rash of violent attacks going on downtown, it wasn't a rash. It was the epidemic. Oh, I did the thumbs up. I'm sorry. With the epidemic of violent attacks going on downtown by young people, no one can go downtown anymore. And I said, there's an epidemic of violent attacks by young people? An epidemic? That becomes my concern when we talk about this stuff like the world is falling down. Is that it gives other people don't leave that down there. It gives other people the feeling that, yeah, this is young black teens and this is what they do. And there's an epidemic going on. And then that brings on harsher policing. And then people are going to want harsher, stiffer sentences. And next thing you know, it's going to be all bad. Next thing you know, it's going to be all bad. So I'm not saying pretend like it's cool. I'm not saying pretend like it's cool. I'm just saying stop giving ammunition to people who want to demonize our young people. Because there are people who want to demonize our young people. And they don't just want to demonize the ones doing bad. Because we all look alike to them. That's not fair. But that's kind of the, young black person. It's a danger to society. Got to do something about them. Who do you blame for it? Of course, you blame the young people who are doing it. And the older people who are acting like it's the end of the world. Because it never happened when they were growing up, Anthony. I mean, for real, you're going to look up and you're going to see this is straight up two young people get into a fist fight, which I'm not in favor of. I'm not in favor of it. But you're going to see two young people get into a fist fight. It's going to be caught on video. And next thing you know, they're going to be charged as adults. And they're going to be looking for giving them, 10 years. And you're going to be like, what? It was just a fist fight. But we've created a situation where now being a young person means you're a danger to society. That's all I'm trying to be careful about. My uncle says, I don't blame the kids as much as I blame the parents. It all depends on what the situation is. I don't blame the parents. I don't blame the parents for 300 young people meeting up downtown and, getting into fist fights and whatnot. I don't blame the parents for none of the stuff that happened down there. Again, I've been talking about me, so I don't mind talking about me. When me and my friend and our 100 other comrades, I don't even know what that means, and we went in a place, and next thing you know, it was a whole lot of young people there. I think I was about 14, for real. And I didn't do nothing wrong, but, walk down the middle of the street. That's the part that I remember. Walking down the middle of the street. I remember that. And I remember saying loudly, what they gonna do, hit us? Dumbass. But I remember that. My mama or my daddy they don't get the blame for that. Because if they would have knew I was there acting like that, I'd have got my ass beat. They are in no way, shape, or form to blame for my dumbass 14-year-old ass acting like a dumbass 14-year-old. Now, they knew I was out, but they expected me to be a responsible person. So how do they get blamed because I show up somewhere? Me and my friend said, hey, let's go up to, actually, we was up on Calhoun. Let's go up on Calhoun. It's walking distance. We walked up there, and guess what? We didn't know it was a whole lot of other people who had the same idea. Or at least I didn't. He might have knew, because I think it was his idea. Next thing you know, you're in a crowd of 100 people, young people. It's my parents' fault? No, it's my fault. I know right from wrong. I know I can be up here with 100 people and still act like I got some damn sense. How many times did my mama tell me, so if everybody else jumped off a bridge, would you jump off the bridge? They taught me right from wrong. I knew it was wrong to be disrupting traffic walking up the middle of the street. I knew that. How was any of that my mama's fault or my daddy's fault? It was my fault. Mine. I was the one who chose to act stupid in that crowd of people at that time in that way. And again, if my parents would have known what I was doing, I just can't imagine if my mama would have been in one of the cars and saw me talking about what they gonna do, hit us. Oh my goodness. Moms would have effed me up right there. So you gonna act like a fool in front of everybody? I'ma treat you like a fool in front of everybody. I'm telling you, that's what my mama would have said. It'd have been some more cuss words in there though. How is it her fault? We quick to blame parents. Look, if your 14-year-old got a gun or something like that, and you know what I'm saying, you don't know they got a gun, that's kind of on you. It's kind of on you as a parent. Kind of. If you're not teaching your children right from wrong, it's on you. But 300 people getting together, wilding in the streets on Easter. All y'all who went to Golden Skates and did something that you didn't have no business doing, was that your parents' fault? It's a time to blame parents, and this is a case-by-case basis. In my opinion. These are all just my opinion. It's a time to blame parents. It's a case-by-case basis. So I saw Anthony say something else that I think I didn't read all of it. I feel like he's being sarcastic, but I didn't read it, so maybe he's not. You're right. I stand corrected. Let's just let them do what they do, not hold parents responsible. They're only having fun making things unsafe. Yeah, I figured it was sarcastic. Who said let them do what they do and not hold parents responsible? I thought I said hold parents responsible, like, make them pay for damages if their young person caused some damages. I thought I said that. I know I thought it, but I thought I said it out loud. That's just it. There's a middle ground. There's a difference between, hey, I'm not gonna hold parents responsible, and I'm gonna hold parents responsible for every little thing their child does. There's a middle ground there. And we are losing the middle ground because we're trying to stop young people from doing what young people have done forever. And that is the fight of parents and older people, is to stop young people from doing dumb shit. But it's successful most of the time, but sometimes 300 young people show up somewhere and act like a damn fool. It's an eternal struggle. Because some of them 300 is down there acting a fool. They gonna have some kids. They gonna grow up, and they kids gonna be down there acting a fool one of these days. It's an eternal struggle. Twin.
Hey, what's up, man?
Twin, how you doing?
Hey, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. How you doing? Welcome back to the show. I thought you was gonna be MIA again, man. Thought you went over there to Europe or somewhere.
I was real clear. I said I won't be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but I'll be back Thursday and Friday.
I don't know about all that. I just look on the screen sometimes and say you there, you're not there. So I don't know when to call. I guess I gotta get a notification on Facebook or whatever and say, "Oh, Emanuel on." That's what I got to start doing, right? 'Cause you know, you come to work every blue moon, Tommy.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, Emanuel, real talk, man. Yeah, we was doing that crazy stuff growing up, you know, chasing up girls and everything. But in my era, you know, when I was out there, I started gang banging. When I saw my other guys I went to school with and I grew up with, I started gang banging a little bit. But after I started getting more mature and all that, seeing people dying and my homies I went to school with going to jail, I say, man, forget this. I got to get some money. So that's what I started doing, getting some money, because, man, my guys was dying left and right. Funeral home was calling their name, boy. You stab them, we grab them. But to them shorties down, did anybody get killed down there? I mean, get shot down there in the time they was doing that?
I don't think so. They say that some shots did ring out, but no one was actually shot.
That's probably just a scare warning and stuff. Fire in the air. They're like, man, stop that goofy stuff type person. Whoever shot the gun in the air or whatever. That was just a fear, like, man, y'all need to just stop. So, man, they closing the malls and everything is down and everything. People ain't trying to go all the way out there to know Kings Island and everything else. They should have been put like a skating rink or like a big dumb arcade type thing downtown, man, for the shorty. And then not even only that, Emmanuel, these stupid councilmen up in there, they could have built something for the shorty, like program like, hey, you can make $16,000, $17,000 an hour or whatever, and so just picking up paper or whatever downtown or on the highway or something like that, man. There's ways to, venture out to the shorties, man. They just take it the wrong way. See, if they give me that band in my hand, I'm going to show you how to flip it to them shorts. Hey, man, come here, man. Let me holler at you for a minute. You tell little JoJo and tell John there, meet me at this park. And now you got this. We're going to pick up paper and do all this. All right, you got it? It's the way you got to come at it. You can't come in and like, you, sir, if you don't do this, you're going to jail type. But you got to talk, engage with the shorty. Oh, you like little dirt? Hey, let me listen to a little music, whatever. But you ain't ever listen, but you want to engage with them. Like, but people don't do that. Oh, I ain't going to go to Avondale. They bad over there. I do not like them hood over there. I'm just going to stay over here in Western Hill, Upper Price Hill type. But you got to engage with the community, man. That's what I'm talking about. Like some of the shorties.
Hold on, Twin.
And when, hold on, man. Let me finish. I know it's your show.
Well, hold on. Let me interject, Twin.
Go ahead, man.
That'll be helpful for some of the young people, but some of them don't necessarily want to do that.
Man, it's going to take off like a 747. I'm trying to tell you, man. Like me, so a person like me, let that man, one of them councilmen, put a band in my hand. I'm going to show you how to flip it to them shorts. You can keep record of your money while I'm spent. I'm going to bring you your receipt back. But I guarantee you, if I get 10 shorties, they give me some money, the the council, whoever, the mayor, they give me some money, I guarantee you I'm going to have about 50 shorties before this summer out, man, or more. They go spread the word. Hey, twin, man, hey, check it out. He giving us, like, we can make $400 a week and stuff. What we got to do? Cut the grass or pick up on the highway. And they go fall for it. They go want the iPhone paid for the Jordan. Whatever, especially the summertime, too. They go fall, and then they'll constantly keep going, man, and they go spread the message, and they go put it on the news feed. I'm like, put it in the chat and all that, put it on social media. Then you think they ain't go jump, just like they say we go meet up downtown. What you think they getting the info from?
Only some of them gonna jump, twin. Only some of them gonna jump.
You crazy as hell. You crazy as hell. Now, if I'm in the midst of it, I'm guaranteed it's gonna jump, man. Twin. I'm trying to tell you.
Twin, I'm trying to tell you.
See, people like you just don't have faith or don't know. You try to assume. Quit assuming type.
I'm not assuming.
Man, what you don't know.
Okay, let me ask you this. Hold on, let me ask you this, twin. So your people, they gonna work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week?
The people I get 24 hours a day. However the situation may be.
I'm asking you a serious question.
I'm gonna have them working. I'm gonna have them working 8 to 5, 8 to 4, whatever. If they want overtime, get it.
Hold on, so you're gonna have 14-year-olds. You're gonna have 14-year-olds working 8 to 4.
You're damn right. I started as a hustler doing that. I was out there selling beepers at 10 years old, making $60 a day. Until I saw dude, when I saw him with that bag, I said, oh no. I took that, me and my brother took that $600 and took flight, then looked back. Oh, and he got a Benz with the look. You remember the BMW with the telephone cord inside that big dumb telephone cord? He on the phone with the brains talking and everything. I bring it up to him all the time, and he didn't realize what happened though. Like, man, we had to get you,
twin.
And that thing.
Twin, let's go with your scenario. All right, let's say I'm 16. I work 8 to 4. I work 8 to 4, picking up trash or whatever. This happened on a Sunday night, Easter Sunday night. That just means I got money to do whatever I want to do on the weekends. So on Easter Sunday night, if I hear that there's 250 people downtown, guess where I'm going?
What I'm saying, though.
What?
You didn't hear what I just said, did you?
I must have missed it.
You're damn right you did. Let me tell you, man.
Oh, boy.
I said 8 to 4. These kids go work and, huh?
Go ahead.
I'll say 8 to 4. These kids go work. Give them something to do.
Right.
And I said, before I said all this, I said Cincinnati need to bring some downtown for the kids. They took the malls and everything else out, whatever. It didn't get them. I said, put it like a skate ring or some arcade or something down there.
But twin, you know why they taking stuff out, right?
Yeah, because they don't want us down there.
Right. So then why don't they want us down there?
Because they feel like we go tear up their little rinky-dink ass bar, because that's the only thing they got down there but bars. What else they got down there?
No, twin. The reason that a lot of the stuff for the young people ends up closed down and shut down and taken away is because young people show up and they act a fool, and people don't want to deal with the hassle of their establishment, their roller skating rink, they would arcade or whatever, turn it into some sort of community nuisance. So they shut it down. So you're not gonna have the stuff down there for them to do on an Easter night because they don't want them down there. And I can work 8 to 4 Monday through Saturday, but if we getting together Easter night at the park, Smell Park, and then we end up acting a fool, me having that job didn't stop that.
What you think they got there we serve and protect people out there for? You know what they did in Chicago, and it came here too, when they hit the malls and went down there and want to beat up people and everything. You know what they did in Chicago,
what did
man?
They do?
When Chicago got ripped of that, they beefed up their police. Even though you can't even go to Lakeshore, you can't even go to the beaches in Chicago. You better be a complimented with a parent or somebody, which they beefed up the police downtown when they started breaking in them stores and them them shorties jumped on them police. Man, they sent them they beefed up their security so high, the police down there, they wish they would go down there and clown again like they did. So that's what they need to do. Beef up the police thing. Y'all did it when Taylor Swift came here. Y'all was heavy down there. I took a tour down there to see. I said, damn, they deep now. Why they can't be like that all the time? So, man, don't give me that excuse trying to take up for them white folks. Man, you act like we can't come. We pay taxes, too. We can go wherever this land of the free. Shit. Man, y'all be pissing me off, Willie, man, with that coattail riding shit, man.
Hold
you
on,
talking about D riding.
who coattail and D am I riding?
Them white folks, you talking, well, this the thing. Y'all gonna mess up our establishment and all that. You just said it, man. Go on with that, man.
Okay, you must again.
Shorties, man.
You must again may not have misunderstood what I was saying.
You just said they go do this and all that. We don't want this establishment messed up. So what? Move somewhere else. Shit. Y'all just not coming back anyway. Y'all was out there in suburb. All of a sudden they clean up because that stupid stadium down there. That damn TQR. And y'all want to push everybody back north. Man, get the hell on.
Well, Twin.
Continue, man. It's your show. What's up, man?
Look, Twin.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
I'm with your idea,
what I just
man.
Told you.
Go get the 14, 16, 18-year-olds. Give them a full-time job. Make them work.
I'm going to talk to one of them councilmen.
8 hours a day.
See what it
6
works,
days
man.
a week. You might run into some issues trying to do that. But
I ain't gonna run into no damn issue if I come with a good strong man. I'm gonna tell him how to, hey man, this go how it work. You might say nay or yay.
You can't make no 14-year-old work a 40-hour work week.
You got 40 hours to walk the street. Why can't
That's got nothing to do with it. You can't do it.
Who can't do it?
Period. It's not lawful.
You ain't got to work 40 hours. You can work at least, 25, 30? Ain't got to be do it like a summer camp. What summer camp used to be? 8 to 12, 8 to 1, something like that. I was growing up, I think it was like 8 to 1, I believe. Something like 8 to 2. Something like that.
Bro, it's the school year, man. When they gonna go to school?
I'm talking about when the school out, man. What are you talking about?
But what I'm telling you right now, this just happened. The school ain't out. It is still during the school year.
I understand all that. I'm just saying, give them something when the school is out. That's why I'm saying.
Well, what about right now?
You can still give them something to work on weekend.
So you would have. So your plan would have been to have all those 300 kids, instead of them being downtown on Easter night, they'd have had a shift.
Man, you still got a party, man. You ain't gonna have
right.
Them young. Right. That's the guy here. I'm saying you still gonna have a shift to work. I'm just saying, give them something besides going down there, beating up people, fighting and all that. They're like, oh, hey, meet us at the skate rink downtown, man. It's crack. And so let's go here, Joe. Let's go here. Then kids go fall for it.
And eventually, because as young
there
people
you go, thinking negative. There
are
you go. They
and have been known to do
there you go
throughout the history of mankind,
that's why them black
eventually, white and black, eventually something gonna jump off at the skating rink.
Man, you can't have that mindset. That's anywhere. Anything can jump off.
Right.
I don't care if it's in the suburbs, the farm, anything.
That's what I said.
Okay. That's life. Ain't nothing new.
Thank you.
Act like that's something new.
Now we on the same page. That's life. No. Ain't nothing new. That's the way life has been from the beginning of time to now. Now we at the same spot.
No, man, you trying to be extra when I'm just talking, and then now we at the same spot. No, man, when I'm trying to make something, then you try to be extra, trying to take me out of my dumb mode and shit, and I'm dumb. Whatever. When I was just telling you, trying to explain something to you, here you go. Now we on the same. I've been on the same. That's you trying to make me flip like I'm crazy, whatever.
Bro, all that stuff you said before led you to where I started the show.
Man, oh, Jesus Christ. Now you make it sound like Ron Dude or whatever last week. Think I'm losing my mind or something like that. All right, man. I'm done talking. You just asked me. You took your medicine today or whatever they gave you?
No, actually, I haven't.
Go ahead and take it, man, before your break time. Whenever you take a break,
right.
Even if you got it. All right, man.
All right, twin. All right. Hey, we got him. He in the same spot that we are now. So we got him there. We got him there. That's all that matters. We got him there. But yeah, you can't have the young people work full-time jobs in the middle of the school year. You can't have a work 24 hours a day. Eventually, a group of young people gonna meet up somewhere, and then you have the potential for disruption. It ain't gonna always be disruption, but then you have the potential. And that's life. And that's life. What else is going on? What else happened? I don't know. What else is happening? Of course, you got all the political stuff. You know why I don't talk too much about political stuff? Some people would say you do talk too much about political stuff. You know, I don't talk too much about political stuff because I genuinely feel like if you don't know where you stand right now, you probably shouldn't vote. If you don't know who you with, then you probably shouldn't vote. It's the undecideds out there. Who's undecided right now? Who? You're having like a whole conversation. You have to go over there and have your conversation, little baby. Why? Are you saying why to me? Cause you loud and everybody can hear you have your little 6-year-old conversation.
I can't move this chair.
You can move that chair. It ain't heavy.
I know, but it's big.
It is kind of big. It's awkward for you.
So I can't.
You want me to move it? You need me to move it? Hold on, you about to unplug something. Watch what you're doing. You about to unplug something. Look at that leg right there.
Galvanizing point.
This one, right here.
You
got to, lift it over that cable. Yeah, there you go. All right. Ron.
You ain't gonna make me lose my mind in this motherfucker. How you doing, Emanuel?
I'm doing good, Ron.
Nah, man. How you? I'm gonna change your conversation a little bit because I don't want to talk about politics and all that stuff either. Damn son of don't want to talk about some damn badass kids. You remember when we used to go down to Jazz Festival on the square and break all them damn windows and steal all that stuff? Yeah, we did it. We did it. But
I never did that.
well, well, you know what I'm talking about. So now check it out. So we talked about that that Mandela effect stuff, right?
Yeah.
Now I know you ain't read nothing that I told you to read, but I want you to read. You fact check me. Come here, now, come on.
What?
You fact check. Oh no, I was talking to my dog.
Oh.
You fact checked me the other day when we was talking about the presidential race, and I want you to fact check me now.
Okay.
See, I want you to fact check. Well, it's New Hampshire House Bill 1700. It's only, I think, 3 sentences on the beginning of it, and just fact check. Just read what it says. New Hampshire House Bill 1700. So what? Now you remember? Who is it? Karen? No, it was Sister Dorothy. You remember when Sister Dorothy, of course, always used to call Lincoln Show and tell Lincoln about, wars and rumors of war, so talking about the end times and all this other stuff.
Hold on, let me read it. Wait a minute. Let me find the actual verbiage. Because I see a summary.
It's right at the top of the page. That's all you need. Right at the top of the page.
You couldn't possibly necessarily know what page I'm looking at.
When you Google the House Bill 1700, regardless of what you go to, when it goes to the first page, the New Hampshire House Bill 1700.
Again, you don't know what page I'm looking at, so to say it's right at the top is
Okay.
clearly could be flawed.
It's
I
at the
found
top of the bill.
Hold on, I found it.
Okay, what does it say?
It is an act prohibiting the intentional release of polluting emissions, including cloud seeding, weather modification, excessive electromagnetic radio frequency, and microwave radiation, and making penalties for violation of such prohibition.
Now, New Hampshire is the second state to enact that.
Okay.
Now you know exactly, you know what you just read, right?
I'm not sure what question you're asking.
So how long have they been doing weather modification?
I think as long as they've been able to.
Well, yeah. But did they tell us that they were altering the weather and through weather modification? Did they tell us?
Well, I'm not exactly sure.
Now you know. Now you
Ron.
know. Ain't nobody told.
Ron, can I get the answer out?
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not exactly sure what you may or may not think weather modification is, or how you think they are modifying the weather. So,
what would your opinion be?
well, I'm not sure. I'm not into that kind of thing, like cloud seeding and all that kind of stuff. I couldn't tell you exactly what that is, because that's just something I'm kind of not into.
Yeah. Okay. So I could tell you, what that is, because you're not into it. So you won't tell me, oh no, that ain't this, that ain't that. You can't tell me that because you're just not that into it, right?
Sure.
Okay. So weather modification, it speaks for itself. They manipulate the weather to where they want to manipulate the weather. Now, and cloud seeding. Now, cloud seeding is basically making rain when they have an extreme drought. So how come they don't cloud seed in the places that they have extreme drought, like in Africa, places like that?
I'm not sure that they don't.
No. Well, how in the world can you not know that they don't cloud seed in places like Africa and stuff like that when they have very extreme droughts in Africa and need water?
But
Ethiopia is not full of life, the opposite of full of life.
But Ron,
Ethiopia, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Ron, again, because I don't know a lot about this stuff, I'm reading as you talking. I'm reading about what cloud seeding is and how effective it is. And according to this that I'm reading,
go ahead.
It may not be what you think it is. Like, they can't just out of nowhere create a tsunami. Like, according to this, they've been able to increase certain areas by 10%, maybe, more moisture, more precipitation. If you're facing an extreme drought, that little 10% of water ain't gonna do no whole lot. It's not like they can create a tsunami and just flood the place.
Yeah, but that's what New Hampshire, the people in New Hampshire, that's the information that they have. That's the information that they're given. Okay? So we don't know what the actual things are that they can do. I was having a discussion with my cousin. Oh no! I want to tell you something. I want to rehash our conversation. I'll get back to that. But I want to tell you something.
All right. I'm listening.
You know, I told you, I was telling you that, you know, I don't have friends and I don't kick it with nobody. And that's, you know, that's by choice. I was telling you that last time we talked.
I remember you saying.
And that was on Friday. What fucked me up is, and I'm sorry, you get your plug in, don't you?
No, I don't.
So the baby, so I'll chill it out. So what messed me up was when Saturday, I talked to you Friday, Saturday, bright and early in the morning, one of my old partners called me on Facebook and said that one of my old dudes that I used to run with all the time was in the hospital, and he was dying.
Oh.
He dying now.
I hate to hear that.
And it's a trip, you know, it's a trip because I wear that no friends like a badge of honor. You know, I don't like people around me. I don't trust people. And,
That's
you know,
unfortunate.
I just, you know, it's just a thing. Like I said, I wear that no friends and nobody having around me, being a loner. I wear that shit like a badge of honor. And it's a trip. I immediately called my cousin, you know, because we all used to run together. And, you know, I'm like, you know, we got to get to the hospital, you know, and we get to the hospital and he in bad shape. He ain't going to make it. I ain't going to say he ain't going to make it, but because it's always a chance, but he in bad shape. And, you know, and that's a dude that I love, man. And it's a trip, you know, I regret that the things that I said on Friday, and I regret how I've been feeling, you know, wearing that shit like a badge of honor like that, because, you know, it's people need me and I need people, you know. I call and I talk to you. Basically, you my adult conversation, with the exception of my son. You my adult conversation, you know, and the people that I interact on Facebook, that's the conversation that I get. But it's a trip, man. You know, we need people. We need people. And if somebody, you know, listening to me and they feel, and I know somebody that, you know, that we interact with that's like that. And, you know, we need people. And don't cheat people out of you, and don't cheat people, you know, cheat you out of the people that's in your life, because it's important. It's important. And I really regret that because my dude needed me, and he needed me for years. But I digress.
Well, before you digress, have you reached out to your other friends to maybe reestablish that connection, and then, you know, y'all can all kind of build that back up?
Well, I mean, you know, some of them, you know, I really used to hang with this dude and my cousin and another dude that already passed. That was my clique. But see, I got married when I was 20 years old, you know, so, I mean, you know, I had my first baby when I was 19. So from 19 to, you know, from 19 to what, 34, I was married, either married to one wife or married to the other. It was this life that happened in between there. And I don't, like now, I said, I wear,
just so I'm
not
clear,
having friends,
just so I'm clear,
like a badge of honor. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
These are not the wives that you were punching in the head, right?
Okay. Oh, no, I punched the first wife in the head. I slapped my second wife.
Okay. But no, it might still be.
Now, wait a minute. You you brought that up. You brought that up, and you gonna make me look bad. It ain't like it sounds.
It might still be a good idea to reconnect with some of your old friends, and you never know where they are in life, and yeah.
No, some of them I need to leave them motherfuckers right there.
Okay.
Some of them I need to leave them right there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like I said, it's I shouldn't wear that like a badge of honor, like I do, and people shouldn't do that. People cheat themselves out of the love that you need from family and friends, and you cheat people. You cheat people out of the love that you have for them. It's just a trick, man. Like I said, I just don't. I wore that like a badge of honor, and I like to put shit out there. If when I recognize it, I like to put it out there to where I know I recognize it. So I said it in front of y'all, and I want to put it out there in front of y'all.
Gone to any say Trump rallies or anything like that?
No, hell no.
Well, I mean, you support Trump, they support Trump. Y'all might find some other common ground, and then you know what I'm saying.
I don't know new friends. No new friends. No. No, I
need
don't,
them, and they need you.
I'm cool. I mean, I'm cool with you. Hey, come on, we go hang out at the Trump rally or whatever. I'll hang out with you. I'll hang out with you at a Biden rally.
Did you have anything else, Ron?
No, man. I just wanted to chop it up with you. Welcome you back, man.
Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
All right,
and again, I sorry for what's going on with your friend.
Yeah, man, it's a trick, but such is life.
Yeah.
All right, 100.
All right, Ron.
All right.
All right, that was Ron D. And I see CK called. CK, you can call back. I'm off the phone now with Ron. And I was just kind of giving him a hard time about the whole wife thing. He's not or at least I don't think he's I remembered him telling us that story about a violent incident. That doesn't make him some wife beater or whatever. I don't think that though. CK.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Livingston?
How you doing?
Man, I was listening to your show today, man. Freaking phenomenal.
All right.
Freaking phenomenal. Now, see, that's the mental illness that just left, right?
What do you mean?
He knows you just had a conversation with your little bitty granddaughter. He hears this. First thing, he come out with some Eddie Murphy raw, delirious type of language. Filth, flooring, filth. First thing he said to you.
Well, hold on.
He knew what was going on.
In his defense, he, sometimes I wear an earpiece and she can't hear what's going on. So he thought I had on the earpiece.
Oh, so he was innocent. But after you told him you didn't have the earpiece on, he came with some more filth, foreign filth.
But she didn't hear it. She's over there. She's doing her own thing. She can't hear him.
Thank God. That's because, and that's the thing. Our generation was much worse than this generation as far as when it comes to violence. You know what I mean?
You think
we
so?
were way more violent.
How so?
Seen it. We can't. Go ahead.
How so?
Oh, because remember, we came up in the 80s. Crack epidemic, Ronald Reagan, Iran-Contra. We didn't have so much surveillance. So now when you do commit crimes, you can get away with a lot more stuff when we was coming up. Home invasions, you know what I mean? Kidnappings, murder, you know what I mean? Wait for the police to go to work, break in their house, steal the dope out their house. This is how we grew up with the crack epidemic. See? Those days are long behind us. Remember, we don't even have guys really standing on the street corner selling dope no more. See what I mean? So it's a lot less violent. But if you look at those numbers in the early 80s, 90s, woo, it was so violent. We created hip hop. Crack and hip hop came together. That's how violent the world was. It created hip hop from all the violence.
I mean, you might have a point.
Yeah, oh my God. You remember Miami?
No.
Who do I trust? Me, that's whole. Who do I trust? Me, that's whole.
What?
A pig is a horse that can't fly straight. This is what raised us. You see what I mean? These kids brought up on paid in full. You know what I mean? Belly. We came from the original Ronald Reagan. You know what I mean? Nancy Reagan. Just say no to drugs. You remember, like, my partner, he broke into a house. I went to school with this dude. He break into a house with his people. Home invasion with a mother and a son in there. Made them perform sexual acts on each other in Miami. Got life in prison. This was 90s. This wasn't no 2000 something. You think they that violent now?
Well, yeah. It's crazy people out there doing all kind of crazy stuff right now.
Right. But yeah, you're right. It's a lot, but I'm saying we was much more freer to commit crimes in those times. But technology has advanced so much where all your crimes are getting if I come over there to try to kill you right now, you're gonna see me on the doorbell cam. Am I lying? Thank you.
I mean, you gonna be seen ahead of time.
Thank you. This is not a lucky guess, people. All of us have it. All of us have a doorbell cam. We looking at your face, boy. See what I mean?
I do.
That's what I'm trying to tell
I would
you.
imagine it is harder to get away with crime now. And I mean, I guess if you believe the statistics, which I don't necessarily, crime is going down. So
Right. It has to go, unless you want to go to jail. Now, if you want to go to jail, commit all the crimes you want. You know what I mean? But if you want to be free out here with women, with nice breasts and nice lips, you better stay out here, because they lock you up in that cage. Ain't nothing but men. You got women CEOs, but what that's gonna do? That's like hitting the lottery. You know what I mean? You got life in prison. You might hit. Just think, Emanuel, you're doing 60 years of prison. You smashed 2 CEOs. Man, you probably would have had 200 women if you were still on the street. That's what I'm trying to get through to you, Mr. Livingston.
okay.
Yeah, the crime has dropped because, like you said, we implemented different laws, different cameras. We stopping everything. You can't even speed. They'll send they'll send a ticket to your house. You speed, they'll send a ticket to your house. You hear me?
I hear you.
I'm telling the truth. Livingston, you heard about this?
No, you're right. I mean, they have speed cameras where they take your license plate and then they send it through the mail and you get a ticket at the house. Yeah.
Yeah. So we just don't want to take accountability that we raised these savages. We turned them into savages. They was cool until us.
I reject calling our young people or calling any young people savages.
Oh Lord, no, I'm calling criminals savages. I'm just saying the crime is not as bad as when we was growing up, but the savages are still here. That's what I'm trying to get through to you.
Okay.
That they still here, but the new savage was raised by the old savage. And the old savage, you see how we did. We was breaking in to the houses, and then you making the little boy have sex with his own mama, 11-year-old. You make him perform oral on his mama? Because you a sick teenager? They don't want to do that, Mr. Livingston. They are forced to do that because they got a gun to their freaking head. And I ain't talking about no regular gun, choppers. You see what I mean? You don't hear people doing no sick stuff like that today.
All right.
Never. Yeah, I just want you to get through to these people that the generation we come from is what made this. So, now that we get old in our 50s and get gray hair, we want to act like, well, back in my day, Mr. Livingston, we just used to have a little fight. No, that fight led to a murder. Then we going to come shoot up the funeral. That's 1983, 93. Man, I ain't seen no funeral get shot up in 20 years. 20 years.
All right.
I'm just trying to get the truth out to you, man. This stuff is important, man. You feel me?
I appreciate it.
Okay. Now, I wanted to ask you, did you get to watch that movie yet?
What movie?
That Beehive with Claire Huxtable.
Beehive?
Jason Statham. What is it, Beehive?
No. I think I vaguely do remember it was an action movie. You said Jason Statham. No, I did not watch that.
Yeah, I need you to watch this because we got the great Claire Huxtable. You remember she was married to Bill Cosby in real life, or fake life, I mean.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want you to support her because I know you're not a fan of her TV husband, but you are a fan of his TV wife, right?
I got nothing against her. I'm not a big fan of her since she defended him, but
that's what made us love her more. Finally, a black woman with a backbone that ain't gonna let these people, take her dignity from her. That's a real woman.
I would
when
think
everybody
that your
else
dignity
turn
would
on
come
you,
from standing with the victims and not standing by the victimizer.
Yeah, he is the victim. The victimizer is the law.
No,
he's a black man
he's
getting
the
victimized by the law. Remember,
he was drugging people and having non-consensual sex with them.
Oh, you still believe that in 2024?
100%.
I thought you were just used to say that because you work for that organization. I know how the media, see, this is how the media brainwashes the people. You came into the media as a regular person, but when you left media, you thinking more retarded than the media. Now they got you believing they lies.
I'm believing Bill Cosby.
And you ain't never met the man, and you ain't met the victims or nothing, but you a damn expert on the case. Okay.
He said he did it.
Okay, and I said I made $1 million this morning. Do it make it true?
All right, CK. Oh boy. CK is funny. Okay. What else is going on? I was saying, I don't really do a lot of talking about politics in terms of the presidential election, because everybody should know where they stand. It's a redo of last election. Really ain't neither one of them changed. So if you don't know where you stand now, I'm still suggesting those people might not vote. Just don't vote. I know. Why would you tell people not to vote? If you're like, oh, I don't know. I really like Trump, but I really like Biden, but Trump is don't vote. So I don't even really talk about it. You're not if you team Trump, I'm not changing your mind. If you team Biden, the Trumpsters ain't changing your mind. So what are we doing? What are we talking about? So that's why I don't really talk too much in terms of politics, especially presidential politics. Now, if they debate, which I'm not so sure that they will. If they debate, I'll watch them. I'll probably watch them live But I don't know that I necessarily, I don't think debates are necessary. Again, whose mind are they changing? Whose mind are they changing? And who are these people who are undecided at this point? You basically had, what, roughly 6 years? When Trump decided, about halfway through his term is when the presidential primaries and everything started for the Democrats. So you've been looking at Trump versus Biden now for coming up on about 6 years, and you haven't decided? You haven't decided? You still not sure? Still not sure? What you doing? What you doing? Is there anybody here who's undecided? Anybody here that's undecided? Hands. Anybody? No? Nobody? We trying to win people over. I think if anything, the move should be get out to vote, not campaigning to win people over. Well, I don't know. Let me take that back a little bit. Let me take that back just a little bit. There are some people who are like horribly uninformed. Now, a lot of them are uninformed because they want to be uninformed or misinformed. A lot of them are misinformed because they want to be misinformed. And I think people with information should give that information to misinformed people. Will it change their minds? I don't know. You ever see some of these videos where they go out to the rallies and they talk to the people? And sometimes they trick them and they'll say stuff that Trump said. And they'll be like, would you vote for Biden said this? Would you vote for a president who said that? And they'd be like, hell no, I wouldn't vote for no president who said that. And then they'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, Donald Trump said that. And then they'd be like, well, that's a good American right there. Even if some of them, they're misinformed, but even if you give them the information, they're not going to change their minds. They're not going to change their minds. And I'll tell you, I'm guilty. I love to watch those videos. I love to watch those videos where they talk to them and they decide they want to answer questions and they ask them stuff and then they catch them. And the logic, you really can almost see the malfunction mentally. And they find a way around all logic to still say they're going to vote for Trump. Mary Myers was on Judge Mathis. Oh, okay. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. I would like to see that. But no, I enjoy watching those videos. Almost every time I see them, I watch them. Sometimes they be old, and I've seen them before, and I still watch them because it makes me laugh. But yeah, that's why I don't do a lot of political talk and all of that kind of stuff. I just don't. And again, in this, people have made up their mind. People done made up their mind. Now, I honestly believe if Trump loses, yeah, they're going to do all kind of nonsense. But I think in another 4 years, he'll run again. I think he owns the Republican Party, and he's going to run until he die or until he win again. And I promise y'all, I still don't understand how he became the Republican Messiah. I just don't understand it. Samuel says, can he? He can run as many times as he wants. Yeah. He can run as many times as he wants, as many times as he gets the nomination. And even if he doesn't get the nomination, he could run as an independent. That man gonna run until he die, I think. Because it's his hustle now. That's his hustle now. Y'all see asking for $10, $5, $20. Like, oh, they're trying to put me in jail and they trying to get me and blah, blah, blah. And send anything you got, $5, $10, $20. You're supposed to be a multi-billionaire, but you are begging for $5 from people? And that's his hustle now. His hustle now is, I run for president and you send me money. Ron says he won't run. Ron, there's no way, just like I don't know that he will, you can't possibly know that he won't. And Ron says he'll win this time, and that will be his legacy. Look, if he win, he win. And I believe that there's a good chance that he will win. I don't want him to win. I think he's bad for America. I think he's bad for democracy or representative democracy, whatever. I think he's bad for our freedoms. But what about his policies, his financial policies, his this, that? I don't care about all of that. At this point, and this is me. At this point, I'm more concerned about this man and his followers trying to take over the country than I am about paying $2.59 a gallon. I don't understand how he became their Messiah. I kind of understand it, but I also kind of don't. Twin says Biden not going to win. That's a possibility. Like, that's a real possibility. Twin says, look at gas now. I'm telling you right now, I would rather pay, I saw it at $3.59 a gallon. I would rather pay $3.59 a gallon for gas than to have our freedoms, whether we like the way that they're applied, than to have our freedoms and our democracy taken away. And I know some of y'all don't feel like some of y'all really don't believe when Trump talks about wanting to be a dictator. Y'all don't believe that he really means it. Y'all, he's being facetious and I believe he really means it. When he said he'd be a dictator for a day, that I believe he was being facetious about. But I really do believe he has every desire and intention on being a dictator. I believe that with every fiber of my being. I believe his intent is to corrupt, to completely corrupt to his favor the government. I believe that. I'm telling you, I believe that with every fiber of my being. He don't keep talking about throwing people out of office for nothing. He don't keep saying that he wants to come into office and throw people in government out of government for nothing. I don't think he's accidentally or, just for fun saying, basically, anybody who would stand against any new policy that I put in place, not elected officials, but people who work in government, he's talking about he'll put them out. Jason says he could have already done it. No, he couldn't. He didn't. He's not. I don't think he's as smart as y'all think he is. And he really thought the government machine, when he lost that election, was going to be 100% on his side because he was the president. He thought those people that he put in place was going to be enough to make him stay in place. And then he figured out, too late, like, wait a minute, some of these people, even though they were loyal to me, they actually seem to care more about the government running the way that the framers said that it should run than they care about me being in office. Because he would have got rid. You think if he would have known that Mike Pence was not, was going to certify the election, that he would have kept Mike Pence in place? You think that if he thought Bill Barr would look at it and say, no, nigga, you lost. It's time to move on. You think he would have kept him in office? No, he wouldn't have. He'd have got rid of him. And then he tried. It was a little too late. It was too late. He thought that they were going to be loyal to him, and they weren't. And so he learned his lesson. And so, yes, when he comes in, you can best believe whoever he picked as a vice president, what he's looking at is how loyal are you going to be to me? Damn the Constitution. Damn rule of law. How loyal are you going to be to me? That's what he's looking for. It's what I believe 100%, which is why this is not a difficult election for me. Even if I accept y'all premise, that he's better for the economy, I would be willing to pay higher prices to not be in a country with a dictator. But what about the immigrants? I would be willing to learn some Spanish to not be in a country ruled by a dictator. Hola. Me llamo Ramon. Nicole.
Hey, Emanuel, how you know it was me?
I don't work at the radio station no more. I'm not a barbarian. I got caller ID.
Oh, okay. I know it coming my name. What's going on, King of Talk? How are you?
I'm doing good.
That's great. That's great. Catching kind of the tail end of the show. Very, very interesting show. Great job. I wanted to discuss some of your conversation about, where people stand on the election. I know you don't really go into this, but I want to ask you, have you ever seen the movie The Great Hack? It's on Netflix.
No,
it's
I
really
haven't.
like a documentary. Hello?
I have not.
Okay. You got to check that out. Hopefully you can check that out tonight. Everybody that's listening, you got to check that out. The Great Hack. It's on Netflix, right? And it's basically talking about how this company, Cambridge Analytical, and many of you probably heard of that, but how they really influenced the last presidential election. And when they break it down, I mean, you would be shocked. I mean, if you were following that story a couple of years ago when it was all going down, and the owner of Facebook had to go before Congress because basically, I did not know this, but you may not notice, the most valuable asset in the world is not oil. It is access to data. And basically, this is something we give up for free, every day through social media, through, downloading apps, every time you swipe your credit card. And because of, the realization of how people are taking our data, because basically, we're giving away our data, and what's happening is that they're creating these profiles. And so basically, when you're on Facebook and you wonder like, oh, this they know me so well, or you'll be saying something and then something just pop up like, how do they know? Are they reading my mind or whatever? Yes, they are. They are predicting because they've got enough information on you to predict your behavior, but not only to predict your behavior, but also to influence and manipulate your behavior. And so what Cambridge Analytical was doing, the Trump campaign, used this organization, who collected data from Facebook and other, social media, and they used it in a political form. People are mostly using it for marketing and trying to help, companies sell their products better. But this company was using it more in the political arena to kind of influence behavior as far as vote. And they didn't just do it in America, but also in the United Kingdom with the Brexit situation over there, and they were successful for it. And you really got to see the documentary yourself to really understand how they were able to manipulate and gain this. But basically, it was like, you were saying most people have determined if you voted for Biden last time, you're probably going to vote for him again. It's really, or, vice versa, Trump. If you voted for him, you're more than likely going to vote for him again. But it's the people in between. It's the independents. It's the people that could swing either way. It's those undecided. And that small percentage is really what's going to make and break the election. And so what they did, they found through data analysts, they broke it down through districts. They know who's Republican, diehard Republicans, and they know who are the diehard Democrats. They target specifically these individuals that they, through whatever way through your data shows that you're kind of on the fence. And then they use that to target, information or whatever to make you lean a certain way. And especially if you're not educated, if you're not checking your sources and everything else. So you'll get a whole lot of things about Hillary Clinton, lock her up, this and that, whatever, and just a real push toward that. And marketing messaging, it works, and it worked in that particular situation. So I just wanted to share that because data is the greatest asset right now. We give it up willingly, and right now, when you download something or a lot of times now you're getting a prompt to opt out, like, can we use your information? This is for us to, and when that's because of what they realize is happening, and you can opt out of it or whatnot, or you can allow it to take your information and basically follow you throughout your whole day. You can be on a particular app, but it's recording everything you do on other apps and everything else. And so that information is valuable. So I just want to put that out there. they are using it to influence elections, and so be careful with the information that you're receiving. Check the sources and do your research always. So that's basically what I got.
And Nicole, I get it feel like at least once a month a letter either from the bank or from somebody saying your information, we got a hack, your information may have been compromised, and you can sign up for this year's worth of identity theft, whatever. Almost every month it seems like I get one of them letters.
But that's more on the deceptive side. These companies are literally paying for your data. It's no hack involved. It's just, say Facebook, they collect so much information. They have it on you and everyone who is friends with you. And
but I think all of that stuff is connected. I think it's all connected.
It is.
And when I get this is a true story, which I know people don't believe me. I was at the radio station. This was a few years ago, talking to a coworker. We were in one of the studios. Nobody could hear us. Our phones were not. We wasn't talking on the phone. We were just there. But of course, our phones, whatever, was in the room. And he was talking about green leather ostrich skin jacket. And I'm like, what? A green leather ostrich skin jacket? I don't know if that's leather or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? A green ostrich skin jacket. Later that night, I'm scrolling Facebook and I start seeing ads with green leather ostrich jackets in it or green leather jackets and whatnot. I swear to you, they are listening to our conversations. They are using our devices because that's just so random, just out of nowhere. You're sending me stuff about green ostrich skin jackets. Just out of nowhere. They're listening to us too.
Yeah. Just with your Alexa, like I have to turn that thing off just on regular conversation. Your smart TVs, your smartphone, it absolutely is recording information. Apple, yes, because look up, you Google right now, what is the most valuable asset in the world? And it's going to say data, not oil, not gold. And people are not even in tune to like what is happening. And this is something that we have been giving up willingly for probably close to a decade now. And even if you stop today, if you just said, I'm opting out of everything, they already got so much information on you and have you profiled and figured out to it. Unless you've just been living under a rock, you don't have all the access to smart technology or whatever, then it might be limited. But for majority of people, they have our information. So please, if you get a chance, look at The Great Hack on Netflix and tell me what you think.
All right.
Have a good one.
Thank you for your call. Everybody know that Nicole, if you didn't know this, Nicole is my favorite activist. She is my favorite activist. But they listen. And I remember when it happened, I called the guy who was not the real Terrence Howard, by the way. I called him and I was like, I just got an ad. You're not going to believe this. And he was like, what? So I just got an ad for a green leather jacket. And he just started laughing because nobody else could have known that, we had that conversation. Why would you just randomly send me an ad about a green leather jacket or ostrich jacket or whatever it was? So they use all of that stuff. They use all of that. What?
I need the charger.
You need the charger. What did I do with the charger? I don't think it'll reach that far.
It can.
Okay. All right. But all right, y'all. I think that's about it. Oh, hold on. We got Brent. Brent!
Good afternoon, Emanuel.
Good
How's
afternoon,
everything going?
Brent.
That's good. Glad you survived the colonoscopy and the prep.
Yes. It wasn't that bad though.
So you went 2 days without eating anything, I guess, other than drinking Gatorade and juices and berries.
But yes, but that's not abnormal for me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And all I did, well, the first day, they did say I had to drink at least 32 ounces of a sports drink.
Mm-hmm.
And that was no problem because I like Gatorade. So, pounded some Gatorade. But that was it. Gatorade and water for 2 days.
Okay.
But for the first day, just Gatorade and water. For the second day, nothing but water.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I want to hit on a couple of things. One, you're talking about fuel prices. And I guess up there it's now, what, $3.50 a gallon or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here I think it's like around $3.25 or somewhere in there. But, it fluctuates up and down. And, I think we may have talked about this before. We don't control fuel prices. We being the United States. Oil is a international commodity. And the funny thing about it is that a lot of the oil that companies that lease land here in the United States, that they drill here in the United States, can't be processed by most of the refineries that are set up here. Those refineries are set up too.
I'm actually going to disagree with you a little bit, even though
Okay.
I know you have your facts. I have my feelings. And
Okay.
what I feel like is, while it's easy to say that, here in the United States, what they do does not dictate the price of oil and everything. I believe in collusion. And so I believe that a president could, if he or she was so inclined, get up.
Well, yeah, one way they could do it is by releasing more the oil that we have in the strategic oil reserves or whatever it's called. So that puts more fuel on the market, which then will bring prices down, maybe 15, 20 cents or something like that.
I believe that they could collude with other world leaders and agree to slow down the oil supply, thus driving up the price.
Yeah. Oh, like Trump did when he was in office.
Yeah,
of course. But to get prices down to like the levels, I think Venezuela is the lowest, where they're paying like maybe 20, 30 cents per gallon. To get those prices, even back when I was a kid, I remember 85 cents a gallon. And when I had my little lawnmower hustle, I would ride the bike down to the gas station with my old milk jug that I rinsed out and everything and filled it up with a gallon, not realizing that I had a bomb on the handlebars of my bike. But hey, they didn't stop me. So, hey, you had to make it do what it do. But, if we want prices to really be low, we need to nationalize the oil production, nationalize the refining of that oil. And that way we can then subsidize the cost of fuel, which is a lot of these countries with these ridiculously low prices do. But, of course, that's anti-capitalist, so that will probably never happen. Well, no, I'm not going to say never happen, because if a certain dictator gets in there, ain't no telling what would happen in that standpoint. But, yeah, but that was the first thing I wanted to hit on. But the second thing I wanted to hit on, it's time for the wrestling report.
All right.
And this is WrestleMania 40 edition, the showcase of the immortals. And since we have 2 nights of WrestleMania, if you're here tomorrow, we will do 2 nights worth of reviews. So we'll start with night number 1, Saturday night. Let's see. We'll just go with the important matches, because the 6-pack challenge for the tag team titles, you got a bunch of tag teams in there that no one really cares about. But we'll start with the 6-woman tag team match with Damage Control, which is Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane against Bianca Belair, Naomi, and the second ring appearance, or actual match involving Jade Cargill. Who you got?
Of course, the sister's going to win that one. But the title is not on the line.
there is no title on the line.
Yeah.
This is just a grudge match.
Yeah. So I believe the sisters will win that one.
All right. Well, now we have the next match. They should dub it Samoan on Samoan crime. We have Jay Uso versus his twin brother, Jimmy Uso. I still can't tell them apart. Still don't know which one's older.
Yeah.
But who you got? You got the baby face or you got the heel Uso?
I'm giving it to the baby face.
Being WrestleMania, yes, I agree. Babyface would win that one. We have the Women's World Championship match. We have Rhea Ripley versus the man Becky Lynch.
That one is hard.
I'll go first on this one. I got Rhea Ripley. I don't think the man is going to win this one.
See, I'm not sure about that. That one is hard just because Rhea's had it for so long. I think they need to take it off of her, turn her babyface. So I'm giving it to Becky Lynch.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, we'll cover one other tag team match. And this is father on son crime. Tag team match, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar, who I remember from Lucha Underground, and Rey Mysterio's son, Dominic Mysterio. Who you got in that one?
I guess I got to get that one too. Who won the last one? When Rey and Dominic or whatever wrestled.
Yeah, the one-on-one match, I'm pretty sure it was Rey.
Yeah, I thought it was Rey too. So that I'm going with Dominic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that makes sense. That makes sense. And then we get to the main event of night one. We have Cody Rhodes, the son of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and Seth Rollins, who happens to be Becky Lynch's real-life husband, versus the tribal chief Roman Reigns and the final boss, The Rock. And I think the stipulation of this match is that if Cody and Seth win, no bloodline members at ringside, and if The Rock and Roman Reigns wins, anything goes. You know, it'll be some form of a no disqualification match for the main event of night two, which would be The Rock versus Cody Rhodes, to see if Cody can finish the story.
And I'm not sure what they're going to do and how they're going to do this. So it all depends. My answer depends on how they want to finish this out. And I my gut tells me The Rock and Roman win that match. But, of course, the following night, The Rock creates a situation where Roman loses.
I don't think they're going to allow Cody to finish the story just yet. And the reason why I say that is that I think who's next on the list for Roman Reigns to pass, isn't it Hulk Hogan, in terms of overall length of reign? So if they're still going down that direction, then I can easily see them doing something, bringing in one of the many other Samoans that are out there, wrestling. Jacob Fatu, I think, is the one that his contract is recently up with MLW. So they may bring him in for that, and maybe, he drops it later on at SummerSlam. But if they do some sort of, turn or something where The Rock turns on Roman Reigns, and then that then sets up, either the SummerSlam match or even going into the following year, which, they're not beyond doing, 1-year-old build-up matches, like they did with the once in a lifetime, twice in a lifetime Rock versus John Cena. Then they could go that direction, but it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting, but I think Roman still retains, and that's what I'm going with. And Cody has to snap. He has to have his breaking point.
But to your question, who wins the tag team match?
Oh, the tag team match, it really doesn't make – I think even if Cody does win that match, they do win that match, someone then will debut and get involved, just like you would have the baby brother of the Usos coming there with his taped up thumb and hitting people in the throat, where he comes in and interferes or somebody else comes in and interferes. I think it winds up with the same scenario where that match is more. I could easily see him to get the initial pop for Cody to get him going, or they win that tag team match on Saturday. But I could easily see it going the other way too, to where they wind up losing. Then he has to overcome even more odds. So yeah, I'm straddling the fence on that one. I really can't call it for that match, but I still say at the end of the second night of WrestleMania that Roman Reigns is still your reigning, defending Universal Champion.
Do you think that they have I don't want to say ruined, but they've taken some of the steam from Solo Sikoa?
Yeah, I think I saw something where Solo Sikoa hasn't won a match in, goodness, 34 matches? It's something ridiculous. He hasn't won a match since Cody beat him initially. So he's almost turned into Virgil.
Yeah.
or Vincent when he was in the NWO. Someone that'll come in and can do some interference, but you put him in a match and he just can't win.
I think that was a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, they could have made him like the Samoan Bulldozer. What was his name? Oh goodness, he's related to him.
Like
but
Umaga?
He also did the Samoan Spike.
Umaga,
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, they took the steam off of him, and yeah. So I don't know how they're going to be able to build it back up, unless they, like I said, they bring in, one of the other family members, and then they become a tag team, and then he can build back up from there by winning the tag team belts, which they need to separate. Stop having them one tag team holding both belts. That's just stupid, considering all the people you have on the roster.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping, is that a different tag team, I don't know how they got it set up, but that two different tag teams get each sets of belts.
Yeah. Yep. So if you have a Raw and a SmackDown belts, you need to go that way. Oh, and I forgot one match. You have Sami Zayn versus the Ring General, Gunther. Who do you got in that one?
It's about time that they take that belt off of him too. So I think I'm gonna go with Sami Zayn.
I think Sami Zayn's whole chest and upper body is going to be beat red from all the chops that Gunther's going to put on him. But I don't see Gunther losing. I see him going on to face whoever winds up winning the Seth Rollins versus the McIntyre match, or if Senior Money in the Bank cashes in. I see them going on all the way to SummerSlam, and then him finally winning both belts. He'll hold both belts, and then he'll have to vacate the Intercontinental belt.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but all right. Well, that's all for night one. My son is coming into town, and then one of my younger son's friends are coming over. So somebody needs to, if they can, contact Charlie Winburn to get his chicken recipe. I want to try it out so we can eat chicken wings with the bone in it. We don't do boneless over here.
Oh man. Had to get them bones out of there. Hey, I appreciate your call. I will talk to you tomorrow, and we'll go over night two.
Night two. All right. Oh, you need to do a live stream for night one and night two. I bet LaDonna will be the first one to dial in, ready to comment.
All right, Brent.
All right. You take it easy.
All right.
Bye.
All right, y'all. I got to get wrapped. Boneless wings are not just chicken nuggets. You chicken breast, you take it off the bone. It's chicken. It's just off the bone. You just didn't take it off with your teeth. It's chicken. Don't hate on boneless chicken. All right, y'all. And what's wrong with chicken nuggets? Thank you. I got to get out of here. This little baby over here. Got to go get her something to eat. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Hold on, let me get his name off of there because he's no longer on. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I appreciate y'all patience. And I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. Again, Thursdays and Fridays, I pick up this little baby. So I'm always going to be just a little late on Thursdays and Fridays. So bear with me. But I believe I'll be here tomorrow. Until next time, as always, if you're out and about, I'm not saying you got to be a comedian. You can do an act of kindness for somebody. You can give somebody a kind word. You could make somebody laugh. But whatever you do, be the reason that somebody smiles today. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.